It's another episode of Social Distancing at the Chamber, Happy Hour with Hammer. We're joined by the Chamber's CEO, Glenn Hammer. Glenn, it's a Monday. Welcome back to a new week.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, that's right. All right, as we record this conversation, we're really just a few minutes removed from a press conference from Governor Doug Ducey. A little more news today, step by step. Today, new guidance for dine-in restaurants and salons. What's your quick take?
He really put a charge into the economy today. All the news, knocking on wood, is positive. You know, this will change day by day, but within a week or so period, we reported the second time where there were no new deaths reported for a 24-hour period.
Right.
We're ramping up testing massively. Our hospitals are at a good point, and we're breathing life into our economy. So today was a good day for a state that's involved in a global pandemic.
So Glenn, let's go through some of the actions that constitute turning up the dimmer switch a little bit. It seems like it was a long time ago, but it wasn't really that long ago that we allowed the continuation or the resumption of elective surgeries.
Right.
May 4th, which is today, a little more retail on a appointment or curbside basis. This coming Friday is the 8th, opening up retail more fully with proper social distancing measures. And today, the new rules on dine-in. Also, this Friday, the 8th, happens to coincide with the reopening of salons. So your statement today, you used the phrase step by step. I think that's the only way you can put it.
It's all being done responsibly. It's all being done in the context of having a healthcare system that could withstand any sort of nasty surprises. The governor also put an additional emphasis on long-term facilities, which I believe makes sense. I mean, this isn't just an Arizona issue. Nationally, out of the 67 or 68,000 deaths or so, at least 20,000 of them have occurred in long-term healthcare facilities. Right. So, this is a major issue, and I just feel like we're making a lot of progress as a state.
You could hear some of the frustration in reporters' voices asking questions. They want certainty. They want dates. Well, we all want certainty. But the governor, in his prudence, is saying that we're going to be guided by public health data. But something else, Glenn, that he's talked about, though, is that this is not an example of Doug Ducey and Garrick just winging it. They're following these gating procedures that the White House has outlined, and we're hitting these benchmarks.
We've had, again, knocking on wood, we've had 2 weeks of good data. And all of these openings or expansions, the rules are still in effect. Social distancing, CDC guidelines, washing hands, good hygiene, all those types of things. That's not going away. That's not going away until we have some great therapies and ultimately a vaccine. So we're going to be living with a lot of changes to our normal social behavior for a long period. His orders don't change that. In fact, he emphasized those points at today's press conference.
Right. That's an important point. One of the things that Dr. Chris talked about and the governor talked about, this is something you just mentioned, is capacity within the healthcare system. We have hospital beds, we have ICU beds, we have ventilators. And in fact, this administration opened a once mothballed facility just in case. Now, key to all this is we're not putting pressure on the PPE supply that we were fearful that we would. We're in a better position today. One of the reasons for that is a company here in Arizona, a little boutique firm called Honeywell, that it made a major commitment to make millions of N95 masks. The president is on his way out to see what Honeywell is up to. A few thoughts about the president coming out.
Well, we're happy that the president's going to be returning to Arizona to visit one of the most important manufacturing locations on the planet right now, and that's the Honeywell facility in Phoenix that's producing the N95 masks. The N95 respirator masks, those are the gold standard. That's what everyone all over the world wants. And I believe that that facility is going to produce over 600 million of these masks for Americans all over the country. In Arizona, we're going to have over 6 million of those masks for our healthcare workers and our first responders. It's a great story, Garrick, because both sides of the aisle want to return a lot of manufacturing back to the United States and certainly to North America. And when you take a look at what's going on right here in our backyard, it's a textbook case of what we can do and what we must do to have greater control over our destiny when these types of pandemics or unusual occurrences strike.
Glenn, I know that you love all of your dues-paying manufacturers, but if we were to ask you for examples of companies that are really demonstrated ingenuity, resourcefulness, a willingness to turn on a dime, Honeywell's a great example, aren't they?
It's a perfect example. That certainly wasn't something that was planned a year ago,
Right.
But they have the ingenuity and the ability, and they also they care. They realize what's going on in the United States and around the world, and they want to make sure that in their communities that they're operating in, people are safe. And they're doing something that that's very difficult to do in terms of scaling up these state-of-the-art masks, but they're able to do it. And we're just very thankful that they're doing it right here in our own state.
Glenn, it's another example also why Arizona might have a leg up as companies look to return supply chains stateside. If we want to make a pitch for a great place to do business, Arizona's at the top of our list.
Well, we're proud to be the state affiliate for the National Association of Manufacturers. Republicans and Democrats agree that we need to do a lot more than manufacturing, particularly in critical areas like healthcare, personal protection equipment, and other areas in the United States. That's something that's not going away. That's just going to accelerate. And here we are. The U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement will formally take effect, I believe, July 1st.
July 1, yeah.
July 1. Our geography couldn't be better. We're already building lots of things with Mexico in terms of advanced automobiles, some medical equipment. Certain industries like tourism and agriculture are already interconnected. So take it to the bank. We're going to be doing a lot more together, and that's going to mean a lot more jobs, good jobs in Arizona that are going to stay for a long, long time.
Yeah, the president's going to see a very innovative company when he comes to Phoenix. We know that.
Well, the administration and the president put an emphasis on when they realized the scope of this disruption. They put a ton of emphasis on we need to make more of this equipment here, and here we're going to see a real live breathing example of an American company doing just that. So it's going to be tomorrow's going to be a very proud day for the state of Arizona.
Absolutely. All right, Glenn, last segment 3, the wide world of sports. ESPN announces it's going to start showing Korean League baseball. You have used this broadcast to advocate for Korean baseball. What can fans expect when we tune into ESPN Korean baseball?
Well, all the games are going to be played in South Korea. But
oh, really? No home games in Pyongyang?
I don't think the dear leader is going to be throwing out any pitches anytime soon. But no, this is exciting because it's showing that countries can enjoy activities that the people enjoy safely, and I'm hoping that that's going to be a great example and an inspiration. So we could have Major League Baseball here in Arizona. I love the Arizona plan. We can accommodate the games, and well before fans return en masse, we could get Major League Baseball, the gold standard of baseball, back up and running this season.
Right. This was typically the time of year when you are talking NBA playoffs. The NBA announced today that player workouts can begin on a very limited basis. And so the Suns are headed, again, on a limited basis to the old Coliseum for practice. Not a trivial thing because you've talked about just a little bit of normalcy and things like this, it's helpful to the American psyche.
Oh, I mean, I really enjoyed watching the Suns this year. It's a team on the rise. I was there in Mexico City. There's a lot of energy behind this team. And yeah, for the American psyche, exactly, Garrick. We can get back and we could do these things and we could do them safely. And, just to get back to some of the governor's orders, just practically, what does this really mean? I'll just say personally, after the elective surgery and procedure order, I get a call from my dentist saying we could go back to regular programming. I need to get a standard checkup and cleaning. For Mother's Day, we could go to, say, Representative Osborne's jewelry store and get something there. That's real. That's happening. And, I've already booked an appointment for my barber for Friday. So, these are practical things that as we return to our normal life that we took for granted 5 or 6 weeks ago, will energize our economy. And I'm sure with the great work of Governor Ducey and Dr. Garrick will do so in a safe and prudent fashion.
Yep. We've already gotten a call on the Taylor household of some upcoming orthodontics appointments, and yours truly is going to the eye doctor. I've been working off of, and credit to my eye doctor who got me a couple of pairs of contact lenses and mailed them to me, knowing, to your point, there's nothing you can do. You're stuck, but I've got an appointment now.
Well, I'm just proud of the entire state. I mean, everyone has stepped up and has done a great job of listening to the governor, listening to just prudent healthcare protocols. And because of that, and this is an important point, because we have acted responsibly, we are step by step and pretty rapidly reopening the closed parts of the Arizona economy. So let's continue to be responsible. Let's continue to listen to our healthcare professionals, and we will enjoy more and more of the things that we all took for granted very few weeks ago.
Yeah. Who knew you'd look forward to going to the dentist?
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far, but it's a necessary experience.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you in an upcoming episode. Glenn, lots of guests on tap for this week, so looking forward to it. We will see you next time.
Same here. Thank you.